about what you want your life to be like when you retire. Do you want to go on vacations, splurge on your grandkids, do all the things that you always wanted to do but you weren't able to do because you had to go to work every day? I hate to break it to you, but this may not be possible because most Americans have not put enough money away to support them when they retire. In fact, Emmy Martin from CNBC stated that new data from the Northwestern Mutual's 2019 Planning in Progress study, which found that 15% of Americans do not have any retirement savings at all. The study also found that just 17% of respondents have between $1 and $74,999 earmarked for retirement, which falls short of the recommended $1 million experts typically recommend to save. So this large portion of people have nowhere near enough money saved for retirement. Even the maximum amount, $75,000, is only about a year and a half income if you're making about $60,000 a year. The problem is way too many people are relying on Social Security to supplement their income when they retire. Unfortunately, this really just isn't possible because the money it's going to cost to pay for Medicare, medications, everyday needs, and to take care of your household is going to be more than what Social Security will provide. You want to plan ahead and make sure you have enough money put away so you're living comfortably and not just scraping by. I surveyed several members from my class, and they said that they do not currently have retirement plans, but they do think it is important to invest. And so do I. So today we're going to talk about the importance of investing, why people say they can't afford to invest, and the recommended savings for retirement. First, we'll talk about the importance of having a retirement plan. It's important to make sure you have a retirement plan because the cost of living goes up more and more every year. The price of everyday goods go up every year. For example, when I was young, gas was about 89 cents a gallon. Now it's almost $4 a gallon. That's a huge jump. So you have to make sure you're going to be able to afford the escalation that comes with everyday economy. According to nerdwallet.com, you will need to plan to spend about 70% of your current income in retirement. 70% of what you currently make in retirement probably seems like a pretty high number, but think about if they told you you could only live off of, say, 30% of your current income. That's not much money. If your boss told you tomorrow you have to take a pay cut, you're only going to make 30% of your current income, you'd leave the job immediately and go find another job. So why would you do that to yourself in retirement? Social Security is going to cover some of the wages, but if only about 30% if you think about the real calculation. So you can either start stashing money away in a retirement plan now, or you can work well into your 80s, which I'm sure most people do not want to do. Why do people say they can't afford to invest? Most people I've heard say they can't afford to lose money out of their paycheck, and I can agree because I was one of those people. But when I was younger, in my 20s, early 20s, I did an in-processing for a job, and they told us, if you start investing today, you'll have $1 million by the time you retire. So of course, I perked right up. Oh, I want to have $1 million. So after I got to a better job where I had 401k offered, I invested just 1% of my income, which was a fairly small amount, but I never really noticed it was gone because it was only 1% of my pay. The following year, around the time I was getting a raise, I put in another percent. So year after year, I kept contributing about 1%. Now I'm up to 14%, which is a mind-boggling number to me, but it is much, much easier than you would ever think. I know that the current cost of living is expensive and it's hard to put money away, but if you just start small and work your way up and use a traditional investment plan where it takes money out of your paycheck pre-tax, it helps a lot. How much money is recommended to put away for retirement? According to nerdwallet.com calculator, a person about the age 35 that has an income of about $60,000 a year and a current savings of $30,000 needs to save about $1.73 million by the time they retire in order to maintain their current lifestyle. So you can see this person here is contributing about 10% of their income monthly, and they're still falling way short of their retirement goal. So I know these are big numbers that we're talking about here, but as long as you start investing and just put a little away at a time, you will have a good little nest egg to work off of once you get to retirement age. So you're probably saying, how do I start investing? I encourage you to start investing as soon as possible, because if you just get started with the investment plan, it will help you to get, on track and start at least having something there for when you retire. Most companies offer a 401k or 403b plan to invest in. So those features, you want to get into those plans. And then a lot of them offer a feature of an auto increase. So what happens is you go into the system, you tell it, I want to increase, say, 1% every year on, say, May the 3rd. So every year when May the 3rd hits, you're going to increase 1% of your investment. So you don't have to go in and push any buttons every year. It's just going to automatically happen for you. Another great benefit is company matching. If your company says, well, if you put in 3%, we'll match 3%. You want to get to that 3% as soon as possible, because you're basically doubling your money. And I always say you never want to pass up free money. So let me end by saying it is very important to make sure you want to invest in your future. You might have to forfeit a little bit of money today, but if you go slow and you just accumulate the money slowly over the years, you will see how fast your money will grow, and it will be so beneficial to you to have that money when you retire.